Hey everyone, welcome back to Necessary Measures, a channel devoted to holding me accountable as I rebuild my real estate business. So each week I am going to be documenting what I am doing to build up my real estate business. In today's video, I want to go over my 2025 goals. Yes, I am going to speak these goals into existence. It's scary. I'm nervous to say my numbers out loud, but one thing that I learned in 2024 is what you focus on grows. I've heard it time and time again. I've been in real estate since 2017, and I just now had to learn some hard lessons about why you need to focus on the numbers. So, quick story time. I used to teach elementary school kids in my past career, and one thing that was heavy in the world of education was tracking the data of the students, how they're performing, where they needed attention, where their weakness was, and projections into where we wanted to see them grow by the end of the year. A lot of the time it was done through standardized testing or progress monitoring. So I was familiar and had been around the world of numbers and using numbers to inform your data and to inform your instruction, inform your work. Very similar to real estate, except when you're making a complete change into a new career, it can be overwhelming to track all the numbers and know all the things. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm very analytical, so that has kind of held me back. So what I want to do in 2025 is I am going to document my numbers and I'm going to share them. And it's going to be scary. And I don't care because I got to the point in 2024 where, you know, the saying, once you get tired of something, I don't even know the saying right now, but when you get fed up about something, then it's time to, do the work or put in the work or whatever that saying is. I don't know. I can't think right now. But 2024 was my year, and it was my lowest year in terms of volume, in terms of sales, and that's on me. It's solely on me because I let my foot off the gas, and so I have to rebuild. So, how am I going to rebuild my business? Well, there's a few things that I've learned. So I am with Keller Williams West ATL. And a part of Keller Williams that really drew me in was their ability to build entrepreneurs. And that was important for me because coming into real estate, my dad is an entrepreneur. He's been an entrepreneur all my life, probably all his life too. And so, one thing that I saw time and time again growing up and being around entrepreneurs was that you have to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you don't eat, you don't make money. Okay, so that's something that I was very used to seeing. Now, real estate is not for the weak. So a lot of times, and I know for me, I got licensed in 2021 and real estate was easy. I mean, we were in multiple offer scenarios for homes that were selling. There was very low interest rate, if any. And so people were building their wealth in the pandemic. And it was a great time, right? I could show a house and have 13 offers in my inbox before the end of the showing for the day. However, coming into real estate for me, this is all from my experience. Coming into real estate during that time, it did allow me to rest on my laurels, whatever the word is. I don't know these sayings, guys. It made me lazy in a sense that I didn't need to track, or I felt like I didn't need to track my numbers, and I didn't really see the importance of tracking the numbers. Now, I've also heard, never turn off your marketing channels. I was so overwhelmed with leads and inventory in 2021, 2022 that I guess because it didn't apply to me, I did not focus on it. But one thing about me is when I hear something a couple of times, usually about 3 times, I start to really pay attention. I take it as a sign. Okay, I'm hearing this information multiple times from multiple people, multiple different ways. Maybe I need to lean into it. And so that's what my 2024 looked like. I began to see the slow in January of 2024, and I just thought, oh, okay, it's January, it's the first of the year. I need to give people time to get their goals together, purchasing goals or selling. And so that trickled into February, and then February trickled into March, and before you know it, Q1 is done. And I don't even think in 2024, I believe I closed one deal in quarter 1, and it was an investment property. So what that kind of means for me is that I don't make the typical fee that I would on the retail side of things. Um, and so that probably should have been a sign to me that I really needed to get it together. Uh, and I didn't. So fast forward, Q3 is when I really started to see, okay, wait a minute, something's got to give. Something that I'm doing is not working. And I began to do some research. I got on YouTube University along with the trainings that I had been a part of with my brokerage. They're really big and really good on providing us training, but it's up to agents, it's up to us to do the work. And if we don't do the work, we're not going to reap the benefits. And that was my hardest lesson in 2024. So it's time to do the work. And for me, doing the work is, something I don't shy away from, but I have to pair it with goals, numbers, just so that I can see and measure myself up against. Am I hitting my goals? Doing the work? And we'll talk about goals or what my goals specifically is in just a second. So to keep this on track, one thing that I was introduced to this year through Keller Williams was the Life by Design form or system. I'll say system. It's not really a form. If you're ever familiar with the term begin with the end in mind, I did that in education when I would need to know where I wanted the students to be and how I was going to progress monitor in the in between time in order for those students to hit their marks. So I'm kind of wired like that, and I want to apply that into my real estate business. So beginning with the end in mind, and the end, is just this abstract goal. For me, purposes of my channel, my accountability, it will be December 31st, 2025 will be the end. What this Life by Design form is an Excel sheet, and on the sheet there are different categories. So it's a profit allocations form is what's at the top. And so you basically have your categories such as pay off debt, family vacations that you want to take, charity, tax debt payoff, special family events, savings. And you put these numbers that you project into this form. And then there's an area for personal expenses, house payment, food, utilities, pet care expenses if you have them, child care or tuition, auto and auto insurance, health and life insurance, medical bills, entertainment, lifestyle, hobby, shopping, those miscellaneous things. And so you're putting all these projections per month into this form. And then there's a category for business expenses. So market center cap, conferences, any salaries if you're a part of a team and you have any salaries, trainings, certain trainings you have to pay up front for, you might be reimbursed, or training, most of the trainings are free, but some of them you do have to invest a little bit. technology and communications for running your business, education and coaching, supplies and equipment, monthly subscriptions, marketing materials, VA costs, things like that. It's all projected and put into this allocations form. So, what the form spits out is the number that I am designing, which is why I believe it got its name, Life by Design. It's the very intentional number that um, I am subscribing to my business. And my number for next year, I'm like nervous as I'm about to say this number. My number for 2025 is, drumroll please, $415,173. That for me is life changing. It would allow me to hit all my goals for 2025. It would allow me to allocate the funds from this form that I have for family vacations, for my monthly expenses, both personal and business, and still live a fulfilled life. So, with that number in mind, what does that tell me that I need to do? Well, part of the Life by Design form, and the Life by Design form is paired with what Keller Williams calls the economic model. And I know that I read about the economic model last year. One of my goals was to read one professional development book a month. And I made it all the way till about June. That's when I really started feeling the slump of my business in 2024, and I did slow down. The first book of the year that I started with in 2024 was this book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller and Dave Jenks and Jay Papasan. Now, millionaire is very subjective, but there were lots of golden nuggets and diamond gems in this book. And to be honest, at the beginning of 2024, I wasn't ready to internalize a lot of what I read in this book. But there was a reason that I heard about it, and it kept coming into my atmosphere. And so I read it, but I wasn't able to apply a lot of the things from it. So anyway, the economic model is in this book, and it is, it's just gold. I'll do another video about my takeaways from this book and how I will be applying it each week as I am on target to hit my goals. So the economic model, which pairs with the Life by Design form, breaks down that number that I want to hit. My gross commission income is the $415,173 for 2025. And it breaks it down into what that looks like for my business. I want to be a listings heavy real estate agent, realtor. And so in my economic model, my numbers are, I'm getting so nervous to share my numbers, but here he goes. Okay, so I need to take 56 and a half listing appointments in 2025. From that, so everything is broken down. From that means that I need to have 4.7 listing appointments a month. My conversion rate will be 70%, which I believe it was standard because this is kind of a new thing for me. So I didn't have any numbers to base it on. So the 70% was like the standard or the average. I need to take 39 and a half listings in 2025. And so I need to take a little over 3 listings per month with that conversion rate of 70%. And I need to sell 27. These are kind of percentages, so 27.7 listings in 2025, which means that I need about 2 listings sold a month, with an average sales price of $400,000, with an average commission of $12,000, for a total commission, a gross commission income from my listing side of my business will be $332,138.40. Yes, this is that intentional, down to the penny. So, and then it gives me my GCI from listings per month, which is $27,678.20. So you can kind of see and kind of gauge that this is very intentional. This life by design, it starts and ends with me. So that means I'm going to have to be accountable to hit these very specific numbers. So I'm going to be listings heavy. However, I'm always accepting buyer clients, especially my referral side of my business is heavy on the buy side. And so I want to take about 14 buyer appointments for 2025, which means about 1.2 buyer appointments a month with a conversion rate of 70%. The buyer listings taken per year for 2025 will be a little over 9 buyer listings taken, which is about 1 a month, 70% conversion rate. I need to, buyers sold in 2025, I need to have 6.9, call it 7, call it 6. And I need to, with an average sale price of $400,000 and average commission of $12,000. And so my gross commission income from my buyer side of my business, my GCI from my buyer side, needs to be $83,034.60. It is that specific, which totals $6,919.55 per month from my buy side. Now, with all of these numbers in place, that is how I will hit my goal of total gross commission income. This is, to me, this is after taxes, because the Life by Design form already builds in my taxable income. So this is in my pocket, if you will. And that is how I will hit $415,173. And I even have that number on my lock screen. I have some notifications, but on my lock screen, I have that number so that I am seeing that number every day, constantly. I am working towards my very intentional and very specific goal. I think that in the past, what has happened is I will, 10x my goal, and I'll just throw a number out there, and I did not know how that was going to equate to my daily activities. Well, with the Life by Design forms, there's the economic model, that's a part of it. There's a GPS, and there is the complete Life by Design form. So the GPS was something else that I was introduced to when I joined Keller Williams. And it's basically the priorities, the goal, the priorities, and the strategies, GPS, goals, priorities, strategies that you are working on every day to meet those goals. So for 2025, in order for me to hit those numbers, the very specific numbers, I have put a plan, my GPS in place, is that I will be focused on expired listings, calling expired listings every day, so 5 days a week, at least 3 hours. And one thing that I learned it's a very new lesson. I was a part of, I did the Keller Williams Bold conference, and oh my gosh, I learned so much. And I love learning, but my struggle is applying the learning right away. My personality type is I'm analytical. I would like for it to be perfect before I implement. And being an entrepreneur has definitely challenged the natural order of things for me. And so one of the things that I learned in Bold was that you can have your kind of time block frame of your lead gen, and lead gen needs to be protected. And it's something that I did not do the majority of 2024. However, in 2025, for me to hit my goals, I have to lead gen every day. That is my focus. That is what I am making sure that I complete every day before doing anything else is my time block of time devoted to lead gen, which means I'm not checking emails during that time, which means I'm not taking calls from my family during that time. I am going to be laser focused on protecting that lead gen time. And one of the things that I learned in Bold was that while you can do that, the target is 20 contacts per day. I believe I also learned that I should be adding 17 people a day into my CRM. So as you can see, the numbers that I'm learning, like everything that I'm learning is very intentional. And when completed, and if I hold myself accountable when done correctly, meaning, I'm taking the action to implement these lessons and these tools because they work. They work for others. They will work for me. I am no exception to the rule. They are no exception. They're just putting in the work. And so 20 contacts a day, two-way conversations, right? So not reaching out to 20 people, but having 20 meaningful conversations, two-way conversations per day. Adding 17 people to my CRM daily will generate the pipeline that's needed and the business that's needed for me to hit my goals. So that's it. You got my numbers. Oh my gosh. Those are my 2025 goals. And each week I will be sharing the tools, the things that I am doing as I work to my very specific number, 415, 173. That's my number. And so, along with the trainings that I do, that I attend, I'll be sharing nuggets that I take from that. I'll also do another video about my takeaways from this book. Hopefully you have some of the same takeaways as I did, or, even more. I love hearing what others took from this book. I mean, it's literally like the Bible in real estate, and I see why. I literally see why. I've got a ton of stuff bookmarked to come back to, starred. Like it's a lot of great information that other people have used and have built their successful, thriving businesses on. 2025, I will go into it as a solo agent, and maybe December 31st, I will be giving an update on how I've grown my team. We'll see, right? But doing the work every day, being hyper focused, super intentional, and bringing you along for the journey is what 2025 will be about. So, cheers to success, cheers to rebuilding, and know that no matter where you are in your journey, you can always, always, always start again. Till next time, bye.